Hello. I haven't been here in a long time, but I was working on my speech and stuff like that, so I'm doing better. I'm eating some spinach artichoke dip and some wavy loaded wavy loaded nacho chips. So, a lot has been going on. A lot has been going on just in life. But we can update more on that later. But right now, I want to talk about Doja. Dojash. I've been seeing her on my timeline all over the place. And I'm like, what? And listen, I think there's a lot to say about this, and I probably should have made some notes because I've been thinking about it for a couple days. And listen, like, I hear about people talking about like the race card and how she's scamming people and panhandling and all this shit. And I'm like, what? What? Like, you ain't gotta do all that. Like, I'm saying this to the people who are making these videos, who they're using her name to make videos, first of all. Okay. You're letting us know that, like, she's a big deal. And you're not. And you're trying to get money off of her. Which is like, okay, everybody gotta have their hustle. Okay? So go ahead, make your little videos, okay? But what I have a hard time with, which is kind of cringe, is when she's like crying online about how hard it is, and I'm not saying because I think it's, I'm not like, trying to just take a minute. I think it's okay for her to ask for money. Okay, I think everybody should ask for money, or people do ask for money. Everybody in the world asks for money. You know why? Because we need money. Okay, so we need money. Everybody, that's like the issue right now in life, is we need money. And we need resources. We need support. That's really the thing. What I hear from her is, I need support. I need someone to like be in my corner. I don't know how many times I see her with other people in her videos, but that might be a thing to kind of branch out. And okay, this is my friend. We're going to do a little bit video. One thing that I did hear one person say, even though this guy was being really awful about her, is like, yeah, it might be a good idea for her to switch up her content, because I think people are getting bored with her content. They're not loving how she is out here panhandling and all this stuff, which also, like, she's had a lot of different things that she's been working on. Okay, and she has done a lot of things. Like, I don't shy away from her. Like, I think she is actually doing what the Lord asks of us, which is like, confess what we need. Ask our people what we need. That's how you get your blessings, is from other people, period. So I think that's okay. But I think it's a good idea to not cry and, complain on the internet all day. Like, it's negative energy. You know what I mean? That's coming out, in the frequencies of the earth. And, you don't have to do that. You can have and she tries to uplift, right? But it's like, you can just lean into being that and be like, you know what? I am going through life things, a lot of things in life. That's life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to have my prayer group. I'm going to have my people. I'm going to pray about these things in this way. And yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's because really what you're saying is you're kind of making yourself a target a little bit, because you keep asking. And so then people are trying to figure out like, oh, how is she getting money? How is she doing this? How's that happening? And they want to see you fail. You know, I mean, that is a part of it. Sometimes people just want to see other people fail because they're not up high. You know, they're not doing well. They're having a hard time. Everybody's struggling in different ways all over the country and probably the whole world, right? Because wars and all types of stuff going on. So it's like, yeah, you know, you got to protect yourself. You got to have a little cushion around you, someone to help you, you know what I mean? To have your back and not broadcast that on the internet, or just do it in private. You know, and like be more thoughtful about how to talk about things. And honestly, who am I to say, you know, what you should be doing, what you should not be doing? But it seems like you have a spiritual connection, you know, and that you've talked about that, and then lean into it, you know what I mean? And do it in private, you know, because, you know, the word says that you have to do things in private and then you'll be glorified in front of everybody. You know what I mean? If you do this work in private and you just stay steady on it, like, yeah, you'll get to where you're supposed to get to. And so I don't want to like talk bad about her. I do believe that Black women need a lot of support overall. All different kinds of Black women all over this country. We need support. We need people to hold on to us, take care of us, because we make things work for real, you know? And you know, we give a lot, you know? I feel not just us, but like Black women need support, period. Okay. And I think if you know what's going on in the country, like, yeah, like wealth is not great right now for people of color, Black women, you know, Black men. We're not doing great as far as money, you know? So I think it's okay to be like, I need help, because people need help. Okay. So yeah, like, I feel like people just need to leave her alone. Get off of her. For real. Okay. So I love you so much. And I'm going to try to get back on here more because my speech is doing a lot better. Yeah. So I want to be back on my grind as well. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This was good. They're still good. I'm not eating that's probably a different story for a different time, but I just don't be wanting to eat all the time. But I do like to drink. Love you. Bye.